welcome back, barbecue family. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and your feedback. We really appreciate it. This is something new to us, and we'd love to continue to do this. And it sounds like one thing you really want to see and really want to talk about is ribs. Well, we absolutely love ribs. The big debate is often spare ribs or baby back ribs. I mean, we're big fans of both. So what we thought we'd do today is kind of walk through the process of cooking both. All right, so today we're going to be cooking on a REC TEC Bull. This thing is awesome. It's got the PID controller. You can set that temp, you can dial it in, and it'll just stay with it. It holds a ton of barbecue. I actually already got it started up using the competition blend of pellets. Got the temp set to 275, so while it's coming up to temperature, we're actually going to start trimming our meat. So we'll rock our spare ribs first. So the main difference, I guess, in spare ribs and baby back ribs, spare ribs are going to be a little bit more meatier, maybe not as tender to start, but as we slowly cook them, they're going to melt down nice. All right, so we're going to start with the spare ribs today. We're going to get these trimmed up, get them seasoned up so they can go on the grill. With the spare ribs, what you've got is a little more, these are from the belly, so you've got a little bit more fat in here, which is going to lead to some awesome flavor, just really moist ribs. But with these, to get them trimmed up takes a little bit of work. You've got a little bit of some flaps over here, you've got a flap right here, and then you've also got the membrane on the back that we definitely want to get rid of. All right, so getting these trimmed up, since these aren't competition style, we're just going to be enjoying these in the backyard. There are some things on here that you could leave if you wanted to, but we're going to go ahead today and remove this. You've got this flap right here. We're going to get rid of this. What happens is if you don't, a lot of times some rub can get caught up underneath there. All right, we're going to go ahead and square these up a bit too. So you've got this flap of meat right here where you can see the bones have actually stopped. This is just straight meat. You could keep this on and continue cooking it. It's going to lengthen the cooking time a little bit. We're going to go ahead and cut this off just to square them up. All right. So once you get this flap off, you've also got this breastbone right here. You can take your trimming knife, but sometimes it's a little tougher. You get like a little cleaver and kind of run that through to remove that. So now we've got them a little more squared up right here on the end. Go ahead and even that out. All right, so we got rid of this skirt, this little flap right here of meat. You actually don't have to throw this away. This is fantastic. You can cube this up, use it in beans. A lot of different ways that you can use this. All right, we've got the back is all trimmed up. Now, main thing is going to be removing this membrane. Put it this way. If you can usually I just take like a butter knife or a little plastic knife. If you can get right up under the edge here. And then get a paper towel. They're really slick, so if you can get something that's got a little bit of grip on it, usually it will come off on the first try, but since we're on video, I'm sure it's not going to. No. Close. There we go. Got a little bit left up here. All right, we've got the membrane removed on the back. Now we've flipped it over. You've got this flap right here of skin. We're going to go ahead and get rid of that. And drop this bone out too, just to square it off. All right, so now you've got these ribs. They're all trimmed up. What we're going to do now is season them. This is where you could just go ahead and apply seasoning. Typically, we like to put some kind of binder down first just to get it to stick. You could use something like yellow mustard, or we tend to use olive oil. So just a little bit on the back. This is really just going to help that seasoning stick to it. So we actually do a two-part seasoning. We're going to use our signature blend, which is our all-purpose blend. It's going to really add like some good pepper notes, some good salt, and a great color. So there's paprika in it, and And then we're gonna actually come right behind it over top and go with the sweet heat rub, and that's gonna give us some sweetness and a little bit of kick. You wanna make sure you get these liberally covered all sides, edges. Then come over top of the sweet heat. We actually use a sriracha powder in this, so it gives it a nice little heat too. It's not over the top, just a little sweetness, a little heat. All right, once the bottom's done, we're gonna do the same thing to the top. All right, we got the spares seasoned up. Now it's time for the baby backs. Really, with the baby back ribs, there's not a lot of fuss with them. There's not much you have to trim. I would always make sure up top, if you've got any extra fat that you want to just kind of trim up. These actually look really good. We're gonna flip them over. Just like with the spare ribs, the baby backs have a membrane on the back side. What we're gonna do is we're gonna take our same plastic knife. What I like to do is kind of come in around the middle, and then you can get it, take your little paper towel. You can almost get your thumb to roll it up through the top. You can take it, pull the whole thing off. Look at that. Wish that had happened with the spares. All right, we've got the membrane off now, just like we did with the spares. We're gonna apply some olive oil and then season both sides. All right, we've got both racks seasoned now. Now it's time to hit the grill. All right, today we are cooking on the REC TEC Bull. This thing is a beast. It's a pellet fed smoker. So back up here, we've got our pellets in here. So it runs off the pellets. We've got the PID controller so we can set our temp and just let it ride. And really the beauty of this is it's got an app, and so I can turn it on, turn it off from my house. I can manage the temp. There's a lot of things that you can do. And really the key to barbecue is really consistent temperatures. All right, the bull's up to 275. Ribs have been trimmed, seasoned up, and they are ready to roll. All right, we're gonna shut this. They're gonna go about 2.5 hours at this time, and then we'll take them off and wrap them. All right, so we've been rolling at 275 on the REC TEC Bull for about 2.5 hours. So now it is time to wrap these. Oh yeah. All right, so we've got beautiful color on there, nice pepper flake. All right, now it's time for the wrap. So the beauty of the first part of it is where we're getting that smoke flavor into the meat. Now we're just gonna build more layers of flavor. So the wrap is gonna do a couple things. It's gonna add more flavor, and it's also gonna help to tenderize those ribs and just get them really ready to eat. So we've got some butter that we're gonna put down. All I've done is just taken some unsalted sweet cream butter, melted it down. You could also use something like a parquet or margarine you could spread out there. We've got a little brown sugar we're gonna add. And then we're using the same two seasonings that we seasoned them up with. So we've got our signature rub, which adds that good color, and then our sweet heat, which also comes along with a little sweetness and a little spice. And then we've got a mix of our sweet sauce and our vinegar sauce. So once again, it's adding some of that sweetness and some vinegar. You could also use, if you wanted to, some apple cider vinegar, just apple juice as well. Really, you're just looking for a little liquid that's gonna build up some steam to help tenderize those. So we're gonna take it, Meat side is going to go down, and then we're going to add a little bit more to these bones. All right. You want to get this really tight. All right, perfect. Time for the grill. All right, we've got the ribs wrapped. Now we're gonna put them back on. We're gonna let them go for about another hour and a half until they're really, really tender. Another thing is, if you are running tight on time, now's a good time. If you need to bump up the temp, you can, that you've got them wrapped and protected. Meat side down when you're putting them back on. All right, so we've got the ribs. They've been wrapped. We put them back on, meat side down. They've been back on for, I don't know, maybe roughly like an hour, hour and 15 minutes. We're now gonna pull them off, go ahead and unwrap them, and then put them back on with a little bit of sauce on there. All right, barbecue family, it is almost time to eat. So just to kind of go back through what we did, we had the RecTec set at 275. We smoked the ribs for 2 hours to begin with. Took them off, wrapped them, added our little secret sauce of butter and sauce and seasonings and brown sugar just to make it nice and good. Wrapped them back up, put them back on for 1 more hour at the 275. Now we've pulled them off, we've unwrapped them. We added a little more sauce to the top, and then we're gonna put them back on the smoker one last time at 275 just to let that sauce set. All right. Now's the time, right? So we've, just to kind of go back through, what we did is we smoked them for 2 hours, 275, took them off, wrapped them with our mixture, put them back on for about an hour, took them off, unwrapped them, sauced them up again, and then put them back on the smoker for about 45 minutes to an hour, really just to let that sauce kind of set. And so now we've taken them off, they've rested for a little bit, and we're gonna go in and slice them. All right, so the spare ribs, just they kind of the way the bones run, you just want to get right in the middle. You can actually, we don't want to mess up our sauce. You can cut them from the back end where you can see how they run, but as long as you have kind of an idea, you can come in and get them. So we've got, oh man, look at those, beautiful. Got a beautiful smoke ring in here. They're super juicy and hot, really, really hot. There we go. Look at that. All right. I think this is gonna burn, but we gotta do it, right? Clean bite, down on the bone, super delicious. Want to give a special shout out to our friends over at RecTec Grills. Thank you so much for your unbelievable customer service, and your product is just second to none. Thanks for continuing to step up your game and making us look good on our end. Thank you. Check them out, rectecgrills.com. All right, so thanks for checking out the video. We would love to have you subscribe. Whether you do or not, we also want to offer a gift to you. Down below, if you look, use the promo code THANKFUL to save 15% off the website. It's www.lanesbbq.com.